Hey, what's up? My name is Sanisha, and I am a life skills coach, and I just help people just market themselves or show up in the world differently through personal, spiritual, and professional development. I just really had under a, a crazy just epiphany um, when it comes to your relationship with God. How is your relationships with the people that are closest to you? And when I say it doesn't mean that you have to have a great relationship with the people around you. It means pay attention to how people treat you. Because sometimes, and I say sometimes, the way you feel offended, the way you feel rejected, the way you feel hurt is sometimes the way you're making God feel. God will use our connections to show us how we're actually treating Him. We can really focus so much on people and how they've crossed boundaries or how they've not done the things that you felt they should do, or they treated you in a way that you feel that they shouldn't. But what is a reflection sometimes is that's a reflection of your relationship with God. And He'll use that. And it's a lot of the times to humble you. So when you find yourself in a place where, let's say you do pray, you're God's child, and you go to Him and you express your cares, because that's what the word says, to cast out your cares on me, because he does care for you. So you do that and you're in a good space, and that's beautiful, and you should be doing that. And when you run down on the relationships that you have, and you run down on the experience that you just faced with the person, and you start to run down on the emotions and how they make you feel, and a lot of the times we get to a space where we think, because this person is making me feel this way, God is going to avenge me and make that person feel the same way. But that's not really how God works 100%. Sometimes He does, because we all reap what we sow, and that's just the law. So how you treat others is going to come back to you, and how that person treats you is going to come back to them. But it's so funny, because I went into prayer and I was just about to kind of just address some of the feelings I was having, and I couldn't even speak on it. Like, God took me to a space where I started talking about my thoughts regarding Him, and thinking about the situations that I've been in with other people, and I've made Him feel the exact same way. I had to become accountable. I am accountable, because God will hold you accountable. And when you find yourself really expressing those feelings, really, really do an inventory of how do you respond to God. Like, if He's waking you up in the middle of the night, how do you respond to God when He's asking you the same thing over and over for years, and you hear Him very clear, but you just don't do it because excuses of being tired or worn out or busy or distracted? What has He been asking you to do, and you just keep putting it off? Because we do feel like we have time. What is it that we're falling short in? And look at the relationships around you. Are those relationships areas where you felt that people have fallen short with you? And then look at it in the perspective of God, and sometimes you can see that the same thing that this person is saying to you about you, or what this person is making you feel like, is exactly how God feels when you don't answer the call, when you don't accept the offer that He gives you, or accept the time, or make time for Him. You can't replace busyness with the personal relationship with him. And I mean, that's going to church. It could even be reading your word. It could even be praying. And while this may sound like a contradiction, it's not, because all those things are actually necessary to maintain your knowledge of God and stay humble. But if that personal relationship is lacking, all of that is vanity. So the word actually says, if you love me, you'll obey my commandments. And that was Christ talking to his church. So if there's many areas of disobedience, we're not walking in relationship and in love with God. So I just wanted to remind you that whether it's friendships, marriage, relationships, your children, your siblings, your family, your coworkers, your boss, are those relationships genuinely helping you grow or making you happy? And if they're not, do an inventory check to see, are you making God happy? And are you growing in God?